Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome back to Cannon Fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world. Yes, it's a Sunday morning show. Yeah, just a few minutes after quarter past of the hour of 9 o'clock. And I tell you what, there's no script on this one. So we're just going to try and do this one by the fly. And it's going to be a short one as well. I haven't had no breakfast. But I'm here doing Cannon Fodder TV. There's dedication for you. Dedication. Something that a lot of the players don't know about dedication and mindset. See you guys just in a few moments. Yes, welcome back to Cannon Fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world. I said this one, I haven't even planned anything. Nothing has been planned. So we're going to try and do this one by the fly, as we're just going along. Kind of not make things up, but see what we can talk about on this particular one. It's going to be a short show. It'll be a short show. But what you guys can do right about now is just subscribe. That's all you got to do. Subscribe. So yes, we're going to be back in. Where's it gone? We're going to be back in the Premier League action tomorrow. What? Yeah, I said it, man. Tomorrow, Premier League action. The Toffees against the Gunners. I'm not sure why everyone's called the Toffees. Why are they called the Toffees? Can someone tell me, actually? I probably can do my own homework. But yeah, Everton against Arsenal. 8 p.m. kickoff. Is there going to be a watch-along? No, I'm not doing a watch-along. No, I mean, my brother can probably do one of his own back. But over here, I ain't doing no watch-along. I'll be just comfortably maybe on a sofa or maybe over there in that room over there, watching the action just unfold. In regards to predictions, I'll give you my prediction at the end of, this show. Yesterday we spoke about Aubameyang and some comments coming out from Arsenal icon in the shape of a Thierry, and he was actually saying, well, you've got like 10 minutes to go before the game is about to end. 10 to 15 minutes, and you take off your captain, you take off your star player. Who's going to score the goals? Who's going to score the goals if you've taken off that guy there? And as I said yesterday, yeah, but he's had like 60 odd minutes to score the goal. Fluffed his line a couple of times. The previous game, Newcastle, did he not miss one from like 3 yards out? Someone actually was joking about 3 inches out. But he's had time. So if he's not showing up, if he's not literally, producing the goods, what's the goods? To score goals. That's this player's job. So if you're not showing anything, the manager has every right to haul you off. Now, I didn't see the moment when he was hauled off the pitch, but as I understand it, he was none too pleased. Not too pleased about being substituted off. No player, again, I'm going to repeat this for the 1000th time. No player can be unreproached. No player can feel like they are an untouchable. Does Aubameyang feel like he's an untouchable? Possibly, yes. But who's created that culture there where players feel like, well, I can perform or I cannot perform, and what's going to happen? The manager is still going to choose me. The manager has created that culture there. If you've got children, if you raise them in a certain way, they're going to grow up in that way that you've brought them up. How you coach, what kind of culture that you create amongst the players there is shown on the pitch. There's no getting away from it. Now, I don't know what's going on with Aubameyang. Do we need to know personally what's going on with him? Do we need to know? Or the only thing that we need to know is because he's a paid employee of Arsenal FC, he's paid to perform on the pitch. Is he performing on the pitch? No, he's not. Not performing on the pitch. So I'm going to go very quickly. I saw last night the poll that we put out in regards to Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Where is he? Where he is here. Let me have a quick look. It was the question was Aubameyang, should he be dropped now? And there's been quite a few comments. Quite a few comments. I think the majority of the comments have been overwhelmingly saying, well, yeah, he needs to be dropped. So let's have a look here. So out of 804 votes, again, 10 comments. I think that's the most so far this season, 23 likes. Should Aubameyang be dropped now? 14% of you believe no, he shouldn't be. And a whopping 86% of you believe that yes, it's time to drop Aubameyang. So I know there's only a few of you watching the morning live show on Sunday. You can let me know your thoughts, or maybe not, or maybe you don't possibly care, or you're probably offended at the fact that we put the poll. That I put the poll on the channel. Could be. It could be. There's also there's been news. Not so much news. Where is he? There he is. Again, I'm just doing this one on the fly. I haven't prepared anything at all for this morning show here. But you know, Nicolas Pepe, he's another one who, for whatever reason, whether it's the formation or whether he's having personal problems or that Arteta doesn't trust him or believe in him anymore. One thing's for sure, he hasn't played over the last 4 games now. And when he does play, what are we seeing? We're seeing the same performance, Nicolas Pepe, the same performance. It goes back to doing the due diligence. This is from Arsenal's perspective. Before you look and think to buy a player, do your due diligence. What kind of background, what kind of performance, what kind of mentality does a player have before you even think about signing a player? I mean, over the last few years since we've been doing Cannon Foy TV, again, revert to type, there are hundreds of players that get linked to Arsenal. Do Arsenal really do their due diligence? Who's doing it? Do we need to fire and sack that person doing that job there? Deary me. It seems like all, I don't say bad news, but I just feel really, disconnected even more so than ever now with Arsenal. I do. Because I could talk about Martin Odegaard, I could talk about Thomas Partey, I could even talk about the situation with Eddie Nketiah, who got some minutes even though he refused the latest contract offer from Arsenal. Or I could talk about Granit Xhaka. So that's like at least 6 players I could talk about, 5, 6 players. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But like I said, it's going to be a short one. My prediction for the game tomorrow at 8 p.m. is, even though I haven't seen our starting 11, I'm going to go for a draw. I will go for a draw. I mean, Rafa Benitez, he's under the cosh again, getting slaughtered 4-1 at the hands of the Merseyside rival in Liverpool. But they're in the mire. They're in the corner. And I think for them, they'll come out fighting. Who's going to be the latest scalp? Let's say a scalp, but I'm going to go for a draw. I'm not sure whether it's going to be 1-1 or 2-2, but you can be sure that they'll give a dogged performance come Monday evening. But again, you can come and tell me your thoughts, your predictions, or maybe a starting lineup if you want to. The other kind of news that I was like thinking, I don't want to talk about this news. It's about Kieran Tierney. Kieran Tierney. What are we going to do about Kieran Tierney? Where is he? Sorry, guys. Again, I'm just doing this on the fly. On the fly. Here he comes. There he is, looking at me. Hey, you want to talk about me? Yeah, I want to talk about you, man. Yeah. Do we persist with Nuno Tavares? Or do we say, actually, we've had enough, we've seen enough of you, we're going to put back now our number one left back? To be honest, I'm want to still stick with Tavares because he's still young, isn't he? He's still young. How is he going to learn if you don't give him a chance? Got to give him a chance, haven't you? But again, that's another player, another situation where we're left wondering what's going to happen. Anyway. I'm going to take a quick break and give the live chat some time maybe to warm up. I know there's a bit of flickering on the camera. I'm not sure why. I need to do some more homework because a new webcam. I'm not about to return it. That's a new webcam. But when we come back, we're going to a live chat. Again, it's going to be a very, very short one. Just been going for 11 minutes now on the dot. Again, when we come back, we'll go to a live chat and we'll.
As part of the Canon 4 TV experience and services, we're now extending out into additional online products such as voiceovers, thumbnail artwork designs, and video editing for small YouTubers who have less than 1,000 subscribers. Voiceovers. If you need voiceovers for short videos, 30-second adverts, stories, intros, and outros, then we can do this for you. Let us know the length of the voiceover and we will give you a polished audio file in less than no time. In addition to this, thumbnail artwork designs. As we pride ourselves on sharp HD thumbnail artwork designs, we can do this at a relatively low price. Send us your specifications and we'll produce eye-catching designs to attract subscribers and followers to your platform. And finally, video editing. We have a range of video editing techniques, special effects, and software to produce a polished end product for which it can be completed in the quickest time possible. Now, if you would like help and support getting your channel promoted and your subscriber count going, then send us an email at artworkpublic1@gmail.com. I repeat, artworkpublic1@gmail.com. We are here for you, for the Canon 4 TV experience.
So there you go, the Canon 4 TV experience. I'm not going to explain because the video already explains itself. The only thing you have to do is just send us an email, arsenalpublic1@gmail.com. All right, so like I said, let's go into the live chat. It's going to be a very, very short one. We've got Noah. This is a sub and like, and hello Alex, and hello to you. We've got Carl. This is good morning. Origi is still for sale. Really? Nah, I don't think so, man. You got super sub, man. Super sub. And actually, I've got to say, I was hoping that Wolves would hold out. And yeah, super sub Origi turns up and produces the goods. It was a good assist by Mo Salah, isn't it? Goodness. Yeah, we're going to hope you're all well. Well, who's all? It's only me. It's only me. Yes. Some quick look. What's happening into the sphere? Alrighty. Okay. Yeah, I think it's going to be a short one, people. Definitely, no doubt about that. And it's no problem. I'm not going to just be here just talking for the sake of talking. I'll give my prediction. It's going to be a draw, in my opinion. Just see Everton kind of coming together and just eking out and getting 1 point. That's what I see. We've got a striker who's misfiring, who what? Joker. We've got a striker who's misfiring who will get chosen again. The chosen few. He'll be selected. Come Monday night, you're going to see his name on the starting 11. Because Arteta just can't see the wood through the trees. You've got to drop him. And Arteta won't drop him. So if you're playing a striker who's misfiring, where's the goals going to come from? Where's it going to come from? Oops. So do you not have a heat in the room? A t-shirt, shirt, and jumper? No, it's because we're about to go out. That's why. We're going to be going to church. That's why, you cheeky so-and-so. Good morning, Alex. How have you been? It's been hectic for me. I've been very, very good. Thanks. Thanks for asking. It's been hectic. Work. I can imagine. It is work, isn't it? Assembled. Imagine. Can't you see the ghost behind you? There's a ghost behind me.
Ghost.
A ghost?
Ah.
A ghost? All I see is home sweet home. I don't see a ghost. 3-0 to Arsenal. Yeah, it's only because you don't like Everton. Obama to be picked, so 0 goals from him. Yeah, yeah. Who's going to score the goals, man? Who's going to score the goals? I see Obama and Party are in incredible form. Oh, God. They must be saving themselves for the African Cup of Nations. Yeah, work. They're in sparkling form, aren't they? Yeah, me. What's wrong today? Today? Why today? We're playing tomorrow. We're playing tomorrow. Tomorrow, 8 p.m. And a watch along. I'm not doing a watch along. I mean, my brother might be doing a watch along, but I've said no. I can send him the link. He can do it. I'll be sat somewhere either here or over there in that other room there, just watching the match. I don't have much gumption for doing watch alongs, to be honest. Unless, like I've said before, unless it's a final. Unless it's a final. No. You know what's going to happen. My brother says, "Oh, I'll do watch alongs," and I'll be old Muggins will be doing the one doing the watch along. So there's no watch along. We're playing tomorrow. We're playing tomorrow. What else? What else is there? There was something else I was going to say. Let's have a quick final look at the poll of polls. Oops. Wait for it to refresh itself. No, there's not been much change actually. Just now it's at 807 votes. Should Aubameyang be dropped now? Choose only one. Yeah, there's not been any change. 40% of you believe no, he should not be benched now or dropped, and 86% believe that yeah, now is the time to drop the captain. The twist could be if they continue in this form, then where do Arsenal go from there? That's not a twist. It's obvious. Well, for me, it's obvious. For me, it's obvious. I can't remember who it was, but someone said to him, but no, there was two comments. Someone was saying that if you only play players on form, you'd be playing only 2 players because only 2 players are actually on form. I'm thinking, well, we've got maybe 3 players. That's one thing. The other thing is, again, you can't have players believing and thinking that no matter what happens on the pitch, they're always going to be played. That's a cocktail for disaster. You've got to drop them. Have to drop them. And whether the replacement is good enough or not, the fact that the player gets dropped, that's good enough for me. Wake them up. And if they're not happy with life at Arsenal, you know what? We'll speak to your agent or your manager and we'll ship you out. But you can't have this continued. What's the word? There's a phrase that familiarity breeds contempt. So if your familiar gets too familiar with the manager or vice versa, what is it going to breed? Contempt. Players just coming and thinking, oh yeah, no matter what happens, the manager's always going to pick me, and that's what's been happening. And again, I didn't see the part. I didn't see when Obama got subbed off, but as I understand, he was not happy. Good. Thierry Henry saying, oh, you know what, you're subbing your striker, your main striker off with 15 minutes to go. The guy who's most likely to score a goal. Yeah, but he had like 70 odd minutes to prove himself. He had the previous 75 minutes to prove himself, and he's failed. So I would have done the same thing. I would sub him off. Come the game on Monday, he would not play. I would drop him. But we're not going to see that on Monday night. He's going to be the first name on the list. Truth be told. Yeah, we're playing tomorrow, but no watch-alongs. There will be no watch-alongs. You are on a little run beating the little team, so I think you will comfortably beat Everton. But who's going to score the goals, Carl? Who's going to score the goals? That's my, yeah, okay. Erdegaard scored a goal, gave away the penalty. Emerson Rowe looked really tired. Really surprised he didn't get taken off actually at half time. But you're paying the striker, you're paying your headline act to score the goals because he is the striker and he's not scoring goals. As a new manager comes in, those teams will get better. Arsenal will go lower unless Arteta drops the four. The usual four, isn't it? Who are they? Bamiyang, Erdegaard. Well, I can't even talk about Shaka. Thomas Partey. Who's the fourth player? Who's the fourth player? Anyway, yeah, I count three. Imagine if players were paid by their performance. Some players would live on the street. I don't think they would. I think they would turn up, Carl. If you knew your livelihood would depend on you performing or not performing, would you not want to turn up? Would you want to turn up? You would. I mean, and the funny thing is, because in a previous life, I used to be a civil servant, don't you know? I was working there for almost 10 years, working for the government, man. And the last few years, as part of the union, I was part of the unions. We fought very, very hard against PRP. What's PRP? Performance related pay. So you get paid depending on your performance. And eventually they brought it in. So the last couple of years, thankfully, I performed just above the required level, so they don't, reduce my pay packet. But before that, performance-related pay. How you perform, you get paid accordingly to that. If you don't perform, we reduce your pay. Makes sense to me. Too many people will think they have a divine right to certain things without performing. You perform, you get the money. You don't perform, you walk the streets. No, that's a bit too severe. No. But you know what I mean. But I'll be all down for that. But I think you'd find that a lot of the players would start performing, or they would perform because they knew their livelihoods would be on the line. There's no bread on the table. Why? Oh, because I didn't score a goal. Can you imagine that? Oh, daddy, there's no bread on the table because dad didn't score a goal, or mummy didn't score a goal. Yeah, don't forget, mummies and daddies, the football is not only for men, it's for women as well. But yeah, they would perform, man. They would perform. Okay, let's hope the team go on a good run of form without them. The only problem is Shaka will be back. Heads you lose. Heads you lose, tails you get a red card. What about that? If our players are paid by performance, they would be bankrupt. But like I said, if you have that as a metric, the players would perform. They would perform because they would know for damn sure that their livelihoods depends on them performing. You don't perform, boom, you don't get the pound sterling or the US dollar or the Colombian peso or the Colombian colones or the yen. Martinelli Brace goes in off Digny and exposing the kick and chase brilliance of Michael Keane. I've got to say one thing. We always talk about the tactics, the passages of play, the formation. To me, it's like the players are doing what they're going to do. The little passages of play. Players literally just doing their thing. Martinelli is always going to do his thing. And doing his thing is always for the greater good of the team. The small passages of play I see always from Saka and Emil Smith Rowe. when they're not, polar parts. When you've got Saka on the left or Emerson Rowe on the right, when they're close together, you see, the overlaps or the triangulars. You see it from them, but I don't see anything from the team. What is the tactics? But Martinelli, I would love him to score. I was so happy when he scored against, was it Newcastle? So happy for him, man. Really, really happy for him. Again, there are not many players I like at Arsenal, but again, it's not about we want or he wants the score or he needs to score. We want him to have the plaudits. He deserves the plaudits. Again, life gives you what you are. There's not needs and wants. It's what you deserve. In for a penny, out for a penny. Not in for a penny, out for a pound. But yeah, I would love Martin to score. Red card is the four. Oh, all right, okay. There's what turning up. What's new? There's nothing new. There's nothing new. This is the blueprint created by the manager. And you could talk about, but player power determines. Player power is player power. If you allow player power, go in there, knock some heads together and say, listen, it's going to be a new regime, a new era here. But you can't, again, I give the analogy about baking a cake. You make a cake, you put the same ingredients, hoping for a different taste. The taste is disgusting. Change the ingredients of the cake to get a better taste. It's not going to happen using the same ingredients. What's going to happen? You're going to bake the same cake. The only problem is who judges their performances. Well, it's the manager, isn't it? It's the manager and his backroom staff. Again, what is his metrics? What is he using there to determine whether they play or not? Isn't it funny how this season Pepe's name does not get mentioned, even on TV? The man has been forgotten. Thank God. I was going to say I feel sorry for him, but when you've got players on a humongous amount of money that I probably might never see in my lifetime, you can't really feel sorry for them. So is it the fact that they've become too comfortable? I don't know what it is, man. Modern day footballers, you get a youngster coming to Arsenal, maybe 2 seasons, they're millionaires already. 2, 3, 4 times over. But that is a very good question. The only problem is who judges their performances. God, my goodness. Let's refresh this one just again before we wrap up this Sunday morning show over here. Sunday looks good to me. All right, okay, 810 votes now. As someone voted for Aubameyang not to be dropped. Who was that? It's gone to 15% now. Who was the culprit? What is the Arsenal ethos? It's as clear as mud. I was having a debate about the ethos, about when we do business or when we fail to do business, and when we do business, the business has been terrible. How do we know it's been terrible? A, because the player hasn't performed, and B, when we try to sell the player, I'm going to mention your names, nobody wants to buy the player. So the ethos has to be, we do business this way. And if you can't align yourself with the ethos that we do business this way, then you don't really need to be at Arsenal. You don't need to be part of the board. You don't need to be a player playing for Arsenal. We just ship you out, whether it's like just cutting our losses and just getting rid of the player to, end the chapter and start a new chapter at Arsenal. Have we started a new chapter at Arsenal? Is this a new regime? By name it is, but the performances, it's just a different season, the same performances. And oh, by the way, people will say to me, but Alex, don't forget, we lie in 5th place. On a negative goal difference, you're going to see all the other teams now. Leicester City are playing today, I believe, against Aston Villa. West Ham beating Chelsea. Is it sustainable? We will see at the end of the season where Arsenal lies. But my prediction, I don't need to see a starting 11 for this prediction. It's going to be 8/9th place finish at the end of the season. Because nothing has shown me that we're going to be, we're more resilient. We can challenge and put in a performance against the top 4 teams. We're not part of the top 4. We're not part of the top 4, and we won't be. Colin Young says, good morning. Good morning to you, Colin. He says, looking at his wife, my wife looking at the clock. I mean, if you would pay them by their performances, who judges their performances? Well, I guess it goes by the metrics. What is bottom? What's the standard? If they're a defender, how have they defended? If they're a striker, have they scored the goals? Midfielder, defensive or attacking midfielder, again, stat DNA, you can use that, innit? Or better still, use your naked eye. But yeah, I understand what you mean. Arsenal need to buy Adama Traore. He's kind of gone off form though. He's like a battering ram, but yeah. Again, another one with a lot of speed, but not so much control. There was a common thread. The questions all lead back to it. Goodness gracious. It was Mrs. Cannon who did that sneaky vote. As we have had nearly half a season with Stevie Wonder, and the fan base are asking the same questions. Stevie Wonder, Stevie's still wondering. How do you think the Arsenal youth team have been run over the last 5 years? I think it's been run fairly well. The problem is that you've got, for example, a Patino or a Miguel Aziz, just an example. The problem has been, how do you transition the said players into the first team? So I think we've got some real nuggets there, but how do you prepare them to be transitioned into the first team? Because we've sold them the dream. They stay with us for maybe minimum 10 years. What's the dream? The dream is to play for Arsenal in the first team, the senior squad. So that is the question. I don't think the question is, how do I think it's been run? I think the question should be, how do we transition those players now into the first team? And I don't think it's worked brilliantly. Hasn't worked that quite well. I mean, you look at our 2-star players, Eze Maitland-Niles possibly, who actually wants to still leave, Saka, Elmo Smith-Rowe. But we need to see a lot more of those players there, because we're not going to be in Champions League. We're not going to be in the Europa League. So we have to revert to type. Get those experienced players who have been faltering us out of the club. By hungry, experienced players in the lower leagues. Yeah, that's right, I said it. In the lower leagues. They will give you that oomph, that fight, that desire, the positive mental attitude. But at the same time, transition the young players from the academy. George Graham did that. George Graham did that. He had his secretary, working overtime, buying all the local newspapers from all over the country. And there he was, reading the papers, thinking, oh, okay, back page. The local writer would talk about the best young talent coming through. If it worked then, it can work now. because the experienced players at Arsenal are not doing it. But again, the question should be not so much how it's been run, but how we transition the young players into the first team. We may be in fifth, but we are miles away from a top three, and I'm not talking points. PR says, drink the Kool-Aid and buy new kit. Yeah, man. People fall for it. I think youth players could be the answer. I think youth players with experience, hungry experience, because again, this blueprint is not working. It's not working. You know, eking out playing the same players, the same experienced players, spending millions of pounds on his experienced players is just not working. Who's been carrying the fight? It's been the youngsters. It's been the youngsters. Rumor has it that we improve at the defense. It will be interesting to keep an eye on our goals conceded and how many loses we have compared to last season. Thoughts? Well, it's funny because we are in fifth place, but we're on a negative goal difference, aren't we? And that's why I said, assembled, our best line of defense isn't the attack. Attack, 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 attack. You can't be scoring 4 goals and then we're shipping in 5 goals. Attack, 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 attack is not our best line of defense. There's a clue in my sentence there. Best line of defense. Our best line of defense is to defend. Be difficult to break down. I mean, when I was looking at Twitter, I saw the messages and we played a game. All I saw was, okay, we don't have no midfield. There's no midfield. No, there's no midfield. And you know what happened? There was no midfield. Who's supposed to be the linchpin in midfield? Thomas Partey. So the defense was under immense pressure. Again, fluffing their lines, panicking. That's our go-to. That's our plan B. Oh, panic, panic. Don't panic, Mr. Mandarin. Don't panic. Better still, in training, prepare them for the high press. Guys, what are we going to do? When it's the high press, this is what we're going to do. Now, what they should do is down to Mikel Arteta. But you've not learned from Leicester City. You've not learned from the second half against Tottenham. You've not learned from Brighton. You've not learned from Liverpool. When are you going to learn? Bless you. Oh, when are you going to learn? It's the same story is being shown to you because you're not learning the lesson. Prepare for the high press. Guys, when they start the press, because you know what Liverpool does, they always pressure on the ball. This is what we're going to do. Whatever we're going to do, this is what we're going to do. But it should not panic, panic, panic. Panic shows me that you've not prepared for the high press. You've not learned the lesson from the other games. But going to my main point I was trying to say here is, Assemble, is Arsenal have got to make themselves difficult to break down. And if it means we'll play horrible football, then so be it. Then so be it. What do points make? Points make prizes. Simple as that. Make us difficult and really difficult to break down. But our best line of defense is not to attack. Attack, 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 attack. Aubameyang scores a hat-trick, but we're shipping 5 at the back. There's something not quite right there. Make us difficult to break down and then work from there. Definitely a mix of both, yeah. Well, not. All right, okay, yeah. Realistically, one player you could buy in January, who would it be? Oh, good. It would have to be a defensive midfielder. I've always said, again, it's not about buying players, but if you're saying to buy a player in January, I would go hammer and tong to buy Yves Bissouma. Yves Bissouma or Ruben Neves. Hammer and tong. Oops. Hammer and tong to buy either one of those players there. Because for me, they would be the real linchpin that will give you composure in the midfield. And I would sell Thomas Partey. But if you ask me that question there, by one player, January transfer window, I'll name the position defensive midfielder, either Ruben Neves or Yves Bissouma. That will be the one player that I would look to buy. 2.5 seasons, the same mistakes are not learned, terrible man management, no plan B, a lack of effort from senior players. Then it's time to get rid of the players. It's time to get rid of the players. Go through the gears, drop them. Drop them, see how they love life on the bench. Give them a passport to play in the under 23s, but drop them. Transition them out of the club. See how they like that. Miguel could have had a chance. Yeah, but I think for these times, because he's not a defensive midfielder, he's more of a creative attacking midfielder. I think for our times, in these dark times, we need a defensive midfielder, not an attacking midfielder. Love Miguel. I mean, if you're asking me about the Thomas Partey situation, I would sell him and bring in a Miguel Aziz as a creative midfielder. But we still need insurance. We need insurance. And so we need a defensive midfielder. I mean, yeah. Oh, dearie me. I don't sound like I'm, am I ranting and raving? I'm not ranting and raving. I can't do it on a Sunday morning. Got to be going to church soon. And look, I've been going for 40 odd minutes. I never thought I'd be going for 40 odd minutes. Number one, need not a player. Okay. Yuri Tillemans. Okay, sorry, I'm messing with my sister there. Would be good for Arsenal. Yeah, I guess. I think he wouldn't cost the earth, would he? Wouldn't cost the earth. I mean, yeah, Yves Bissouma would cost a lot of money. Ruben Neves, I think when I was doing transfer news during the summer, around £30 million. So again, that's not a humongous amount of money. And the reason why Ruben Neves was my pick of the bunch, because the guy, he can defend. And you know what? The guy can score goals. Unlike Thomas Partey. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, Yuri Tillemans. Yeah, actually, I don't have his stats, Carl. I'm not sure how many goals he scored this season, but he will be within our range. But is it a kind of... I just think that, we need a defensive midfielder. There was more chance of Ramsey scoring than over. That's quite telling, isn't it? Diego Simeone. The main reason why United didn't go for Zinedine Zidane is because he can't speak English. He can speak all the other, Latin languages, French, Italian, Spanish, Portuguese. But unfortunately, those languages don't form part of the other leg there, like German, English. So that's why they didn't, and he didn't want to go for the Man United position there. And also, he's got one eye on the French position, international job there. Diego Simeone, I'm not sure whether he can speak English. I know he can speak Spanish and Italian. And I've got my wife looking at me thinking,
Spanish or Italian?
Diego Simeone, Italian.
Italian.
Yeah.
So
but he's from Argentina.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, thank you. I debated with my wife. So, as much as you might say you want Diego Simeone, can he speak English, Colin? I don't think he can. I'm from England and I can barely speak.
That's no problem.
I'm from England and I can barely speak English. Me too. Oh, that's a funny one. That's a good one, man. Oh, dearie me. Yeah. Again, come Monday night, don't be surprised to see Aubameyang on a starting 11. He will be there. Again, familiarity breeds contempt. Too familiar. Too familiar. Again, sorry, Carl, but if you look at the 89 documentary, Michael Thomas says that George Graham didn't care whether you liked him or not, but he loved the togetherness with the players there. Is there real togetherness there, Arsenal? There probably is, but for the wrong reasons. For the wrong reasons. I don't see players getting upset, apart from Obama getting subbed, that I didn't see. But I want to see a lot more of that. And there's Lacazette. Whether you think about Lacazette, it's time for him to go or not. Lacazette must be thinking, you know what, I try my best. I fight for the team. I get dropped. Now I'm starting from the bench. What's going on here? Is it any wonder now that we hear news that he's probably had enough? He wants to leave. And I wouldn't blame him, because if I was that kind of player, like 40 odd years ago, I want to leave Arsenal as well. Oh dear. He can speak the language that players respect. Oh, that is what I see lacking: respect. Yeah, the power should not come from the players. The power should always, emit from the manager's office. That's where it should come from. Simon is a very negative manager. I wouldn't go there. But negative in what sense? Because they won the league, didn't they, last season? And I don't know, man. Again, I'm not saying, oh, I'm Arteta or I'm Arteta. I'm here to support Arsenal. And I always would want the best for Arsenal. But from what I'm seeing, literally, he's quite defensive, but he ekes out and gets results. Now is the time for Arsenal to play horrible, disgusting, boring football. If it means we're difficult to break down, then I'll vote for that. They've got my vote. Can't be looking to play pretty football. It's okay. And we don't get the results. I'd vote for horrible, disgusting football. If it meant I don't see Arsenal losing another season to Liverpool, to Chelsea, Man City. Play disgusting football. If it meant, oh, we're difficult to break down, I'll vote for that. I would vote for that. That boat has already sold, isn't it? That boat has already gone, man. Powerful manager like Conte. I mean, one look at him, I'm out, man. Antonio Conte. Alex, you not run. You run. Yeah, I'm running, man. I'm gonna run. I'll be running. Alex, you score goals. I'm out of here. Because Alex never scored goals when he played football. He scored maybe 1 or 2 goals, but Alex was physical defender, playing left back, predominantly right-footed. Almost nobody got past me. But yeah, Antonio Conte speaking to me. Yeah, Alex, you come here. I'm running. I think he will remind you of George Graham after a while. George Graham doesn't get enough plaudits because of the way that he eventually left Arsenal. Brown paper bag, a lot of money in a paper bag. But for me, I would have no problems having a George Graham type manager at Arsenal. I've got no qualms with that. George Graham, quite successful, man. Quite successful. I wouldn't mind that reminder. Yeah, I would have no problems with that. Sorry, Carl, man. Are you just saying that because you remember what happened in '89? Because we beat Liverpool, against the odds, going to Anfield, and yeah. Come on, Carl, man. Come on. Actually, did you notice those bottles behind Alex? I forgot to move them out of the way. Colin. Thank you, Colin. Hope Ashley's gone now. Colin, I thought he was my friend, man. You're supposed to be my friend.
What is it?
All right, guys. Any more comments? Otherwise, we're going to call it quits. Can't believe we've been going for 50 minutes. That 50 minutes has gone very, very quick. Just kind of refreshing the page, the YouTube channel, to see if there's been any additional votes. Oh my days! Yeah, yeah. 9 more votes, but the numbers remain the same. Should Aubameyang be dropped now? Choose only one. There can be only one. Highlander, Scotland. Scotland. Scotland the Great, the Brave. Right. 819 votes, still 10 comments, serious comments, and 23 likes. Numbers are the same, man. Aubameyang should not be dropped, 15%. Aubameyang should be dropped, 85%. I'm on the 85% side, man. Oh, look at that. Guys, you know what happened there? You know what happened there? Because I thought originally I was going to do a short show, and actually the battery on my laptop, even though I've got my laptop back, the battery is drying up. So I thought it's going to be a short show. I don't need to connect it to the charger. What happened? Been going on for like 53 minutes. Didn't connect it. So what happens? Anyway, we're gonna just kind of wrap this one up before we're finished. You guys are absolute jokers. Auba should be sold 1%. Yeah, Colin, I mentioned the bottles earlier, but he chose to ignore those comments. Yeah, I'm not going to talk about those bottles, man. No, I'm talking about the bottles. Why should I mention the bottles? Next time, I'm going to turn the camera this way so you don't see the bottles. Not that way. No, this way. It's this way, isn't it? Of all the things, Canon has left the building. Not yet. I'm back. Oops. 100% agree with that 1%. You were thinking short show, then I turned up. No. Carl, behave yourself. You're supposed to be my friend as well, man. What's going on? All right, just quickly into the Twitter sphere. Okay, there's been a couple of comments here. Has there been? Yes. All right, okay. People just saying, oh, Canon 4 TV is live. Do you need a number for Alcohol Anonymous? Has it got that bad watching Arsenal? No. The bottles of wine are my wife's wine. I don't like red wine. So the red wine's for my wife, and the white wine is mine. So that's why the white wine, you can see there's less and there's more red wine. Thank you for that, Carl. Guys, you know what? We're finishing this one. I've got to have my breakfast. Got to have my breakfast before I head out. What's giving me a funny look like? Yeah, you crazy? Are you crazy? No breakfast. No breakfast. That is a watch along fuel. Not for me. Not for me. Not for me. I'm not going to be doing any watch alongs on Monday night, man. I've got work the next day, innit? Got to be up early. Okie dokie. We are finished on this one. Longer than I actually thought. Well, maybe 30 minutes. 5 minutes short of an hour. 5 minutes short of an hour. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the Sunday morning show. So if you're ever going to only take red wine. That's a good one. That's a good one, Alex. Alex, that's a good one. That's a good one. What's going on? I've been drinking too much, man. Great show. Great stream. Thank you for that, Carl and Dee. We are out of here. Enjoy your Sunday morning, your Sunday afternoon, or Sunday evening, because it could be the night if you're living on that part of the world. If it's the early hours, you're probably on that side of the world, and if you're somewhere in the middle, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Be happy like you made us. Yeah, thank you, Colin. Thank you very much. It's always good to have fun and jokes, isn't it? Life's too short, man. Life is too short. You've got to have a fun and jokes, and yeah. There's no takeaway boxes. We didn't have any takeaways. Did we have any takeaways last night?
No.
What did we eat last night? I can't remember.
Huh, you ate a lot. You.
Yeah, ate a couple of pasta bowls, trying to lose some weight. Thanks all that tuned in. Remember to hit the like buttons and subscribe, people. Yeah, there's no takeaway boxes now. We out of here, guys. Like I say, enjoy the rest of your day, your evening, or your night. It actually could be your Monday morning if you're on that side of the planet. It could be. Just a quick reminder that tomorrow, yeah, the Canon project is going to return. We've got so much to catch up on because there was no easy talk on a Friday. So I think CM War Games are going to be joining me, as well as the original Godfather, Eltel, and maybe Tim. Yeah, possibly Tim. Yeah, Daniel Day-Lewis. All right, guys, enjoy yourselves. Take care. And you have been watching Cannon Fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world.